Hello, Geek Army. It is the epitome of geekdom, aka Big D, bringing you another video talking about Dragon Ball Super. Got a beautiful, lovely, glamorous, glorious, everything that's good update here. As you can see on your screen right there, these are quick screenshots from the official FujiTV announcement of Dragon Ball Super. They showed clips from that press conference I was talking about in the other video with Momoiro, Clover Z, and Masako Nozawa and the whole cast, and they show clips from the previous, Dragon Ball Z series and things like that. As you can see it right there in these screenshots. Dragon Ball Super is now official and announced on television for July 2015. So that's happening, and I can safely say that we are all very, very excited. But I want to do a quick video here talking about what Akira Toriyama's role is supposed to be in Dragon Ball Super. Now, some misconceptions have been going around, some confusion. We don't actually have 100% the answer, but this is what I understand from what we know so far. Toriyama is writing the story, okay? Akira Toriyama, actually, he may have already written the story by the time that this video comes out, by the time I'm recording the video, or he may be in the process of writing the story. Toriyama is writing the story. He's not writing the script for each and every episode. That's not how it's going to work here. And of course, those of you who know about Dragon Ball know he's not an animator. He's a manga artist. So he's writing the story. He's also going to be designing the characters because it's still his story. So, there's people wondering, is it or is it not canon? I'm not going to get into the canon argument because that's going to take check out Black and Fist's video on canon. You see how confusing the canon thing is. And even then, when Black and Fist made that video, this is before FUKKATSU no F and a few other things came out. So even then, it's not even, there's still so much to talk about. There's so much confusion when it comes to canon. But if you are watching this video and you consider anything that Toriyama does, anything from the mind of Toriyama as being canon, then yes, this is going to be canon. It is a logical continuation of Dragon Ball Z, and I do believe it takes place after FUKKATSU no F, not before. I'm very, very strongly of the belief that it takes place after Dragon Ball Z FUKKATSU no F. In fact, I'm actually going to go so far as to say that FUKKATSU no F is going to lead into this movie. I think we saw these new SSJ God SS forms in the movie specifically to build up to this show now. I mean, maybe that wasn't the plan originally, but there's no way that they're just going to introduce these forms and then not have them in a new TV show. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me they would do that. So, to clarify Toriyama's role in, you have to kind of look at how shows are done in our country, which is, I'm in the United States. That's where I'm at. Some of you are not. I wasn't born here, but it's still where I live. So it's kind of like, what I think Toriyama's role is going to be is kind of like how Al Jean and Vince Gilligan are for, The Simpsons and Breaking Bad, respectively. I think Toriyama, he's not going to come into the office every day. He's not going to be there for the entire process. He's going to write the story. He's going to be available so that they ask him questions. And when I say they, I mean the animators and the director and the producer are going to call him and ask him questions, kind of get his feedback, probably let him come in once in a while. But his role is going to be, from what I understand and from what I believe, knowing Toriyama and his age and kind of how he is, he's going to be kind of like a part-time showrunner. That's what it's called in this country, a showrunner. Typically, the showrunner is kind of the mind behind the show. So when you watch Breaking Bad, Vince Gilligan, they have the writer's room. And usually there's a big chalkboard or like a big, like one of those dry erase boards. And he'll write on there kind of his idea of where the story's going. So Toriyama's going to write either an outline or he'll actually draw maybe a mini storyboard / manga for the writing team, tell them where the story's going, and then they will, write the scripts, go, make sure he checks it off, and boom, there we go. He is going to be, I'm pretty sure he's going to be way more involved in this than he was in the Dragon Ball Z anime adaptation and the Dragon Ball anime adaptation, and certainly more than he was in GT. So that's how I think it's going to work. From what I read, I'm getting the impression, again, this is not confirmed, that the first story arc is either finished or almost finished, and I think that's how it's going to work. That's going to be kind of his role. He's not going to foresee the day-to-day operations, but he will be the last word. That's the way I see it. So again, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for listening. And we're all really excited about Dragon Ball Super, and I hope it's going to be awesome. And I hope that with him being kind of the showrunner, this is going to give other writers who grew up Dragon Ball fans a chance to kind of put their 2 cents in, and we might get a fantastic show. I mean, if this is going to be like the Frieza saga and the Cell saga, where even though Toriyama was like the lead guy, his editor kind of always pushed him in a certain direction. I hope we see this here. I hope these guys will actually take Toriyama's ideas and kind of mold them into what's a modern show with a great storyline. And of course, we're going to get some humor too, because Toriyama, we're going to get comedy, folks. We're going to get comedy. Just deal with it. I love Toriyama comedy, especially if Jocko's going to be in there. It's going to be great. So leave a comment with your thoughts, and I will catch you down the road.